can't control me, Michael." Her voice pierced through the crack in the door, sharp, trembling. A sound I had never heard from her before. "I'm going clubbing with the guys. You can't stop me. We aren't married." That last sentence hit me like a knife. We aren't married. As if commitment only mattered on paper. As if the 3 years we'd shared, the home we'd built, the life we'd lived together, none of it counted. I froze in the hallway, her words reverberating in the dim light like gunfire. A slow, bitter calm settled over me. Not anger. Not yet. Just clarity. "You're right," I said finally, my voice steady in a way that even startled me. "We aren't married." The doorknob turned. She flung the door open, face flushed, hair damp from a hasty shower, eyeliner smudged beneath her eyes. She must have expected a fight, a scream, a plea. Instead, she found me unervingly calm. "Good," she snapped, snatching her purse. "Then don't act like my husband." She brushed past me, heels clicking sharply on the wooden floor, leaving the faint trace of her perfume. Once comforting, now sickening. The front door slammed behind her. Silence followed, heavy and suffocating. I walked into the bedroom. The bed was made. Her jacket was tossed on the chair. Her scattered makeup still lay on the vanity. I stared at it all, feeling hollow inside. If she could discard our relationship so easily, maybe it was already dead. My hands moved before my mind caught up. I grabbed her small navy suitcase, the one she used for weekend trips. I folded her shirts, her dresses, even the lingerie I'd bought last winter that she'd worn only twice. I packed it neatly. No shouting, no fury, just quiet finality. Like closing a book I had tried too hard to keep open. When the bag was packed, I carried it to the front porch. The cold night air bit my skin, but I barely noticed. I set the suitcase down, leaned her backpack against it, and stood for a long moment. "Now you're free," I whispered to no one. I locked the door behind me. She returned at 3 a.m. Around 3:12 a.m., frantic knocks shook the door. "Michael! Mike! Open the door!" I lay on the couch in the dark, staring at the ceiling. I could hear the alcohol on her words even through the wood. I didn't move. "Are you serious?" she shouted. "Why are my bags outside? Are you insane?" Another buzz. "Open the door. This isn't funny." I finally sat up, heart thudding in my ears, and typed slowly, deliberately. "We're not dating either now. Enjoy the streets." I hit send. For a few moments, I pictured her reaction. Shock, disbelief, maybe even fear. A small, broken part of me hoped it would hurt her the way she had hurt me. Then her replies came. "Michael, please let me in. We need to talk. I didn't do anything wrong. They're just friends. Don't do this, please." I turned the phone face down. The screen kept lighting up, soft flashes illuminating the living room like distant lightning. But I didn't open the door. Not that night. Morning sunlight crept through the blinds, cutting lines across the couch where I had slept. My body ached, but my chest hurt the most. When I opened the door, she was still there, perched on her suitcase. Mascara streaked her cheeks, hair tangled, looking smaller, younger, fragile in ways she never allowed herself to be. Her eyes met mine. "Can I come in?" she asked, voice trembling. "No," I said quietly. "You left. That's not fair." She wavered. I was angry. People say things they don't mean. "You said we weren't married." My voice cracked as I realized the truth. I had no place in her life. "I didn't mean it like that." "How did you mean it?" Silence. But her guilty, evasive eyes said enough. I stepped onto the porch, closing the door behind me, leaving it shut. "Who were the guys?" I asked. "Friends," she said after a pause. "Names?" Another long pause. That was the moment, exactly the moment my trust in her shattered. Over the next hour, her story unraveled. She didn't confess everything, but she confessed enough. Enough to know she'd been texting one of them for weeks. Enough to know she'd gone out with him before, calling it a work hangout. Enough to know she had lied to me, intentionally, repeatedly, confidently. "It wasn't cheating," she insisted, tears streaming. "We didn't do anything. I swear." "Then why hide it?" She pressed her lips together, shaking her head. "Because I knew you wouldn't like it." "That's not an excuse," I said quietly. "That's the definition of betrayal." She reached for my hand, pulled away. "Michael," she whispered, "I love you. You don't treat someone you love like this," I said. More tears fell as she hugged herself, shivering in the cold morning air. "Can we work through this?" she asked, voice small. "Please." I looked at her, the woman I had loved, trusted, the woman who had broken that trust with a single sentence. "We aren't married," I said, and a night out had revealed far more than she admitted. "Love can survive many things," I told her. "But trust, once broken, rarely comes back the same." She nodded, hopeful. I loved you more than anything. But last night, you showed me exactly where I stand in your life. That's not true, she whispered. It is, I said softly. You made your choice. You prioritized being free over being committed. You said it loud and clear. I am angry. I made my choice. I'm making it now. I'm choosing myself. Her face crumpled. A small sob escaped. She reached for me again. Don't do this. Please. I promise I'll change. We can fix this. Don't throw us away. I wanted to believe her. I truly did. But something inside me had already closed. A door she had slammed shut long before I did. I'm not throwing us away, I whispered. You are. I bent down, lifted her suitcase, set it beside her. Stay with your sister in Portland, I said, or with your friends. But you can't stay here. Doi. I need space, I said, and you need to understand what you lost. Her breathing trembled. Will you call me? Maybe, I said honestly, but not today. A long, heavy silence stretched between us. Then she nodded, wiped her face, picked up her suitcase, and slowly stepped off the porch. Goodbye, she whispered. I didn't answer. I closed the door behind her. The house was eerily still, every room echoing her laughter, her footsteps, her voice calling my name. It hurt. God, it hurt. But it was a clean kind of pain, a pain that told me I had done the right thing, a pain that felt like healing, even if the wound was fresh. I walked to the window, watching her climb into a waiting Uber. She wiped her eyes one last time, glanced at the house, and then the car drove off. Just like that, she was gone. Hours later, my phone buzzed. I'm sorry for everything. I never meant to hurt you. I stared at the message for a long moment. Then I typed slowly. I hope you find what you're looking for, truly, but it's not here anymore. For the first time since that night, something loosened inside me. A knot finally began to unwind, because sometimes love doesn't end with a fight. Sometimes it ends with a sentence, a truth, and a closed door.